Hi, everybody. My name's Angie Cordova, and I lead the product teams for our website, advertising, and business intelligence platforms. We just heard from Liz about winning media strategies, many of which are made possible by our proprietary advertising platform. For my lightning round, I'm focusing on our proprietary website platform. Today, we've got over 3,000 live consumer-facing websites and another 4,000 websites that support other digital products, such as advertising, of course, but also SEO, reputation management, and email marketing. Many of our customers today are in the automotive space, so we work with clients like Hyundai, Honda, Mazda, General Motors, Rusnak, Bergstrom, AutoNation, and more. And in the last year, we've been hyper-focused on expanding our website platform into other verticals. So I'm really proud to have websites like Central States Water Resources, Zurich, and soon to be McKesson on our website platform also. Now, I know I'm biased as I work in the website platform directly, but our platform can go toe-to-toe with the likes of other CMS providers like WordPress, Wix, AEM, and others. Let's pressure test that in the next few minutes. So allow me to take you through 3 key website platform features to ensure brand compliance and local relevance. But first, let's set the stage. Brand control problems like the ones you see on the screen have plagued us all. We've seen this in our professional lives and our personal lives. When a product doesn't look or function the way it's supposed to, and whether it was intentional or not, it alters the way we interpret the brand's overall message and what it means to us. And this can apply to both in-store and digital experiences. So when that brand message changes, again, either intentionally or unintentionally, you're wielding the power to sway your consumer one way or the other. So how do we mitigate those risks of confusing your consumers, especially in a digital landscape where it takes them less than 2 seconds to form an opinion about your brand? These are the trends for what we see in the industries and how you can ensure brand compliance and local relevance on your websites. So first, you want to attract your consumer with a cohesive brand design. Second, you want to discover and help them find you locally and then optimize for it. And third, you want to help convert that consumer, get them to buy your brand message at the local level. Let's jump into the first one. So to attract a consumer with a cohesive brand design, there's lots of parts to this, but I've picked 4 favorites. First is visual consistency, and this is key to making sure your consumers can recognize your brand and perceive it in a positive way. This creates that brand equity you want. This is also an opportunity to stand apart from others. And the visual cues of your cohesive brand design on your website, they can include things like your logos, fonts, color palettes, the shape of your buttons, as well as consistent imagery. So let's look in this example of how the logo remains consistent. Now this is Mountain High Outfitters, which is a logo for a North Face franchisee. And the logo's here in our channel engagement module. Then it appears on the display ad that the consumer sees and clicks. And now we show that same logo on the landing page, which is hosted on Ansera's website platform. Here's another example of how the colors, fonts, and button shapes on your website can align to your brand guidelines and ensure compliance across all your stores that are using it. So this is an example of an Ansera website tool for the Ford brand. You've got multiple color palettes, all compliant under Ford's guidelines, lots of different button shapes, and then one font that dealers can choose from. But you also want a website provider that can flex their muscles a little bit more and allow some of that flexibility and differentiation at the local level, but still be inside the bounds of your brand guidelines. So this is another example. This time we've got more color palettes to choose from, many of which are WCAG and accessible friendly. Also the ability to create your own using hex values that you want your franchisees to work with. You've got the same button shapes as before, of course. And in this case, you've got multiple font choices for your dealerships to choose from. Now, promotional content is critical to attracting prospective customers and increasing awareness of your brand. Promotions generate leads for you, And especially on your website where consumers tend to look first, it's critical that your promotional content matches from that national level down to the local client franchisee level. Otherwise, you might be building the opposite of brand trust. Now, for Ancira's website platform, a lot of our website clients use things like hero slides, and we generate these at the national or the program level. So in this video, what you're seeing is one of our tools filtered for Silverado images. This was created at the national level and then shared with all the participating franchisees. And now you see that exact same image on a local dealership website. And what's more is this is personalized for a Silverado experience. So only consumers who have expressed interest in Silverados are going to see this on this dealership website using Ancira's third generation AI logic. Now, local stores hosting community events is another great way to create brand loyalty and a positive association to your brand. People have fun, they get excited about what's happening in their local community, and they might even do some free advertising for you by telling their friends and family about their experience. We heard in the previous panel from Bridget and the Subaru Love Promise, and there are lots of Subaru lovers in this room, and other enthusiast events. So encouraging your local stores to host events such as these, like what this Cadillac dealer is doing, and then making sure that you've got an SEO strategy behind the scenes as well with your website provider to attract consumers ahead of time is another awesome way to go about ensuring brand compliance and local relevance. Now, making sure you've got a website provider that can also easily distribute content for you is another key component. This helps you with brand consistency. The examples on the screen are some of the ways that Ancira's website platform does this. And some of the well-known CMS platforms, like WordPress, as one example, though I promise I'm not picking on them, they don't have content automation at this scale. Ancira can both share and duplicate content, and I'm not using those words interchangeably. They actually mean very different things, and they're very, very important for how you can distribute content across many websites at once, or how you can distribute content in the same website at once. That ensures easy updates for you down the road, which helps continue that brand consistency, and it also helps your stores differentiate themselves locally speaking. Now, we have a full content management system that enables you to create content one time and then share it or duplicate it where you want. We've got a one-to-one and a one-to-many framework, with many being the operative word there. So a cohesive brand design from the national to local level is comprised of visual elements, promotional content, local community event content, and then how to distribute all that content across your franchisees. Make sure you've got a website provider and that you're asking them as the steward of your brand to ensure consistency in each of these ways to help you sustain that national to local brand equity you deserve. So we've attracted the consumer. Now we got to help them discover your store locally, because that is an extension of your brand. By generating discoverability and ongoing optimization at the local level, you create brand trust, you expand reach and exposure, and you support the consumer in their digital journey. Now, there's obvious ways to do this, of course, with SEO and localized keywords, as well as several paid media tactics, many of which we heard from Liz a little bit earlier. Here's a couple of innovative ways that Ancira's website platform can support you. Again, WordPress and other big names can't streamline the consumer experience into one single domain while still serving many locations at the same time. So here's an image on the screen of the Central States Water Resources website. Last year, after we launched their website, shortly after, their organic traffic doubled. That's because of the back-end structure of Ancira's website platform with its structured data. It's telling the search engines what's on the pages before the page even loads. And what's really cool here is, as I click the video, what you see for the Arizona Cactus State page looks exactly like the page for CSWR, Texas, for the most part. Yet it's very, very clear to the consumer which location they're on, but we're doing our due diligence to help the search engines find and present the right page to the consumer from the get-go. Here's another innovative example of the Cooper Aerobics website that we are in product development of. What's going on behind the scenes here is multiple navigations. It's a dynamic navigation. So there's multiple websites behind the scenes that each represent a different Cooper business unit. And it's all shown on one single consumer-facing website for that brand consistency and seamless multi-site search capability to promote brand equity. So we know we need to attract consumers. We got to help them find local stores. Now let's talk about how we convert the consumer so they buy the brand message at the local level. And this journey isn't linear like it used to be. So you want to make sure your website is understanding the consumer's digital journey, where the engagement is and isn't happening, so that you can generate leads and increase performance. Now, a couple of the ways we do this is with click-to-calls. This is one of our mobile experiences. Super easy to get in touch with the local franchisee, as well as with submitting lead forms, helping the consumer to convert and reach out to your local franchisee. All right, so in summary, your website and the features your website provider offers, they can make or break your brand compliance and your local relevance. So first, are your visual cues and promotional content consistent from national to local? Are you promoting local events online, and can you easily distribute that content across your websites? Second, can consumers digitally find your brand location near them? And is the user experience friction-free and easy to navigate? And last but not least, does your website offer obvious ways to connect with your brand and with your local stores? Now, any good website provider knows that the website's only as good as the data behind it that's proving its efficacy. Me and my team work very closely with Kelly and her team to capture that data and visualize it in reporting, and she's going to give us a glimpse of that right now. So Kelly, take it away.